everyone. Thank you to each and every one of you being with us today. Today, as we all know, we have gathered here for Let's Git Together, an informative session about Git and Git Cup, which is organized by IEEE Computer Society, Student Branch Chapter of the University of Jaffna. So with a small introduction, now I cordially invite our treasurer, Mr. Vittakan Roy Raya, to welcome the gathering. So Vittakan, now the spotlight is yours.
Thank you, Mayruga. So, very good evening to you all. I'm Tagan, Treasurer of IEEE Computer Society, Sudan Branch Chapter of University of Jaffna. I'm glad to welcome you all to this session. Let's get together. Here, I would like to warmly welcome our distinguished speaker, Mr. Dilum D. Silva, iOS engineer at Hector Group, New Zealand, visiting lecturer at IIT, co-host TechSite Chat at GitHub, and all the academic staff from University of Jaffna, and also all the participants who joined with us this evening. And I'm pretty sure that all of you will get much knowledge and tips about Git and GitHub at the end of this session. So without any further delay, let's move on to this session. Over to you, Mayruga.
Thank you, Vittakan. So now I would like to take this opportunity to invite our speaker, Mr. Dilum De Silva. He's an iOS engineer at Hector Group, New Zealand, visiting lecturer at IIT, and co-host TechSite Chat at GitHub. I also like to invite Lakshita Viraj from third year, Department of Computer Science, for demonstration. And also, I want to mention that if you have any questions regarding the things that we are discussing in this session, please raise your hand. Then you can directly get solution from the speaker. And also you can use chat box to ask questions. With it, I will hand over the session to the speaker. Dylan, the spotlight is yours.
Yeah, so I think it's Myrika. See, I didn't catch the name. So thank you guys for the warm welcome. And yeah, I hope I'm audible, loud and clear. Everyone can hear me without no issues. So
yes,
you can.
Yeah.
All right, good. Thanks. So I'm continuously looking at the chat as well. So I have two screens set up. So on one side I can see the chat. So if you all have any questions, like feel free to post whatever your questions that you have, or if you stuck at any step, feel free to unmute yourself, because I'm telling this at the very beginning of my like each session that I'm doing. I have been doing sessions internationally, locally on the same topic, Git and GitHub, right? So what I see when it comes to Sri Lankan culture, we don't usually ask questions, but I would encourage all of you to consider this as, like, I am not a speaker and you guys are the listeners. Consider this as a, like in our local culture, we call it kupi, or, like experience sharing session that is happening between juniors and seniors, or sort of something like that. Because I am pretty sure that you guys are very junior to me, like not more than 10 years, right? We have a very small age gap. And so it's always better to, like, if you are being here, right, make it good for you, as well as make it valuable for me as well, because I'm spending this time uh, by believing, right, that one of you all, at least one person in the session, will gain the entire experience that I'm trying to share here, or gain some benefit out of this session. So what I'm requesting from you all, my humble request to all of you is, like, at any step that you got stuck, please do raise your voice and ask. I'm not asking you to turn on the video or anything like that. That's fine totally, because nowadays we have data issues, connection issues, that. But at least, like, raise your question, because use this time, because 1.5 hours mean it's a huge what do you call, it's a lot. Because if you really care about the time and the money that you can earn from the time, that's right, at some point you will feel the precious thing that you have in your life is time. Because time is what one day you will convert to money. So make sure that you get the max out of it. So please feel free to, like, uh, what do you call, clear yourself before you, like, leave the session with the steps, the things that we discussed, right? So without further ado, I'll be sharing my screen. So I had a couple of plans for you all. I do it in many different ways. I have done Git and GitHub sessions for like almost 5 to 6 years now. So what I have seen is better if we can do this practically than like just talking about the principles, because principles theories we get to hear every day and it's already available in the internet or books everywhere, right? So it's a matter of you going to exploring a source and like getting to know about the theories, definitions, the keywords, like those kind of things. But the things that you really need to know when you jump into the industry or when you enter the industry, how you can do this stuff practically, because uh, it's not going to be theory that someone is going to ask you in the industry. It is your practical knowledge that you have to get bring onto the table and like do the work and show them, right? So yeah, so because of that, I really believe that uh, uh, making doing something in a practical manner is better than like just talking about theories. But I'll be touching very quickly, I'll be touching the theory side of this as well. Some things like that can like helpful for you all to when you go to an interview, maybe when you entering your first job, sort of things also I'll be catching up, touching up. And also then I'll be jumping up to the Git and GitHub, how you do this practically, how you can collaborate in a project, how you can like in an industry level, how you manage a software project using these fancy keywords Git and GitHub, right? The real world scenario. And then later I'll be I'm just sharing the agenda that I'm planning to uh, like the planning to cover up today during the session. So then later I'll be speaking, I'll be sharing my experience, because once I was also a student. So Git and GitHub, this brand name, the GitHub brand name has a huge connection to me, because I got a lot of opportunities. I have traveled around the world free of charge by sponsorships from GitHub, because Sri Lankan students, we usually don't try out things, but I got the opportunity to become an ambassador, GitHub campus expert for Sri Lanka with a couple of other folks representing Sri Lanka to attend conferences, speak there, and like all of this happened for free of charge, and GitHub sponsored me. So I'll be speaking about the opportunities that you can claim as a student. Being a student is very, like it's powerful. So the 3 years or the 4 years time that you can like be a part of a category that is called student is very powerful, and a lot of opportunities are out there for you to like claim. So I'll be a little bit talking about that as well. So I believe, because if we share more details, because back then I got to know about my best friends. He got to know from one of the international personality. Likewise, we were passing and we were sharing, because we want to see more ambassadors, more Sri Lankan students getting these opportunities, and they are claiming a lot of titles around the world. So moving on, yeah, this QR code you can scan if you want to share, save my contact details or anything like that. So I think it should have my email to phone numbers to everything. So yeah, I am an iOS engineer at Hector Group, New Zealand. Right now, we are applying robotic technologies and like cutting edge technologies onto agriculture sector. And we are based in Auckland and yes. So we are moving towards other countries as well, like Australia, US, and Germany, Russia. So that's about us. We love to apply technology on agriculture sector. So agriculture, because that is something that we need to make more productive, as we believe. So our vision is to make sure the farmers all around the world are blessed with simple orchard technologies. So moving ahead, I am the lead and the one of the co-organizers for Colombo Flutter community. And I'm a GitHub campus expert, proud to say that. And I'm a Google coding mentor as well for the JBoss organization. And also I was a Google Summer of Code student back then. And more than that, I would like to call myself as an open source contributor, because I'll come to that topic later. So open source, it has given me a lot of things. It has blessed me my entire couple of years as a student was blessed because I was a open source contributor. And yeah, so, and if you want to keep up with the slides, this link or the QR code, let me post this link in the channel. I think I should be able to post this in the chat. This is the link to the slide deck. Let me know if you have any, if you all have any issues with accessing this on the chat itself. So yeah, moving on, before I come to Git and GitHub, right, I'll be talking about how this is related to software industry, how this is related to your journey or the career that you are stepping in the future, right? So how this thing that you are learning is playing a major role or a valuable role in the in your future career. So that's where we have a topic called VCS, right? In an interview, someone would ask you, what is VCS? What are the VCS that you know, right? That kind of a question, just to understand whether you have an idea on how we can, how do we manage code? Because writing a code, maybe you remember those days that when we were in first year, right? Even before first year, if you wanted to share code, right? If you are doing a group work, how we did, I have done it, to be honest, because I'm coming from a biological background. I was doing biology science for my A levels. So I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have that knowledge in IT. I only knew how to, like browse web and, like watch a movie or something like that using a computer. So I still remember when we got our first coursework, right? First assignment, group coursework or the group project, whatever you call it, name it, right? We sort of what we did was we used to share it using a Google Drive or share file from some FTP file transfer protocol, or university provided some storage bucket in somewhere, right? But what we did was we finished, or else our computers using a pen drive, we share the code from person A to person B to, likewise. But when it comes to the industry, the real world scenario that you are facing, right? Think of a Google like company. Hundred thousands of developers are working together. Sorry. Okay, I think that was just something. Okay, so 100,000 of developers are working together on the same project. If you think about the Google search, right, the famous Google search, or the Facebook that you explore every day, or the YouTube that you explore every day, or whatever, WhatsApp or anything like that, it's not an effort of one developer, one software engineer. It's an effort of multiple people, multiple teams, multiple engineering departments. So a lot of research work. So the project is huge, right? We can't even think of that sort of a project. So we can't always transfer these, upload these to Google Drive. The security is not there, the proper managing is not there, a lot of accidents can happen, right? So these kind of trouble you have to face. So back then, when the software industry was evolving, people face these problems, because if your project is 2 GB to 3 GB, back then we didn't have the luxury of transferring data in very speedy ways, because nowadays we have SSDs, cables which can transfer data very quick, right? But think about 20 years back, when the 1100 was the best smartphone we had in our hands, right? Those days we didn't have the luxury of transferring data very quickly. So even 100 MB of project is huge. So transferring that from a file or uploading that to a drive once a change is made is a huge deal. So people started thinking about how we can manage code. So that's where the version control system born back then, right? So version controlling is, as per Google, when I was, when some guy asked me the definition of version control, what I mostly do Google, because I would say, to be honest, still, how I study, right? What I do when I'm studying, I read something and I make my own version of what I read, right? So I understand it on my own way, because if I go somewhere and if somebody asks me how Java works or how this particular thing works, I will be able to explain it as I know, right? But I won't be able to explain it as Google does. If I'm telling that I'm explaining you a definition as Google as accurate, that is, I don't believe that. I can't do it basically. I don't know whether people have that skill, but I can't do it. So this is what Google says. Version control is a system that records changes to a file or set of files over time so that you can recall specific versions later. For me, this doesn't, like I can't store this in my head because it's too many words, too many, like it feels like so complex for me. I don't know about you all. If you all can, like look at this and like understand it and keep it in your head, very good. You are a brainy kid, but I'm not that kind. So I have to somehow try hard to remember this. So what I do usually whenever I hear something, right? Because I said I was doing biology science for my A levels, so I had a lot of challenge. I was given a huge challenge to get adapt to this IT, information technology, or the software engineering industry or the academia, right? So what I did was whenever I hear a keyword, I go to Google, I Google it, and I get the definition. I try to understand it by myself. So as a result, you will see this. This is maybe you have seen this in books as well right now with my name. Because this is something that I made back then to understand or make it simple uh, for others to understand. Because when I want to express myself, if someone asks what is version control, I should have answer, right? So this is something I made, and this has been accepted by all over the world. Even at GitHub, in slides, you will see this with my name, and some books I heard it's there. So anyway, it's the full local history of changes made. For me, what I'm trying to say, whatever you change in your code, right? During a certain period of time, we don't work for like 10 years and save, no, like that is not happening, right? When you work on a project, you work for 1 hour or 2 hour, you go and have maybe a Coca-Cola or a biscuit or something like that, and you come back, you chill a little bit with your friends, you have a chit chat with your friends, and come back and work again. You go somewhere, maybe you sleep and come back and you like work again. So that's the cycle, right? You don't work for like 5 years, 10 years. That doesn't happen, right? So for me, what does this version controlling means? Whatever the changes that you made to your code from the initial line, right? From the first line to the 10th line or the 15th line, whatever you made step by step, the changes, version control for me is it's an entire history of whatever the changes that you have made so far at the moment that we speak. So that's how I remember this. So this is how I keep this. Excuse me. This is how I store version controlling in my head, because when I go to an interview, I don't want to recall what Google says, because it's very hard. I know I can't. I even after doing this, after going through this slide for a number of times, I still don't remember what Google says, but I remember what my definition is. So I have the understanding. What's the understanding is whatever the changes that you made, keeping a track of it, or keeping a full local history of it, is what we call as version controlling. Local here can be named to local here is referring to whatever the system that version controlling is running. It can be your computer, it can be someone else's server, it can be Amazon web server, it can be Google, it can be GitHub, whatever the server that this tracking is happening. That's what I meant by local. So moving ahead, a little bit of theory. We have 3 types of VCS, very famous. You will be getting a lot of questions. Sometimes during the entire that what are the differences and what are the things that you have practically tried out, those kind of things, right? So local VCS, centralized VCS, and distributed VCS is nothing but just a just the timeline of how VCS evolved. Like local VCS is something maybe you remember the days that we store everything in our laptop, right? Maybe I can relate this to a person who was doing a lot of graphic work, or think of a scenario where you were working on your CV, or else where you were editing a photo on Photoshop, or else your first assignment or your first report, Word document that you prepare. Maybe you remember we create a folder, right? And inside that, to make sure that this is the final version, we create a final, that sort of a folder, right? Then inside that we have what? In the same report, we have final 1, final 1.2, final 1 dot final, right? Final, right? So these kind of final will be, repeatedly happen. And that's how we are trying to differentiate the first version that we created and the last version that is ready to submit, or that is ready to whatever, ready to proceed. That version we used to rename. I have done it like final version 1, V1, V2, V3, likewise, right? So that experience. So that is something we can think of as a local VCS, because local VCS back then, at the beginning of the software industry, IT industry, we saved it hard disks, right? We saved data in hard disks. We didn't have servers. We didn't have cloud servers. We didn't have such luxury. So what we were doing was we were storing things on someone's PC or a huge laboratory PC. We were storing those data. And to manage versions, we may have folders like first version, version 1.2, version 1.3. So we manage the versions or the program versions like that, right? So then we started facing issues. I'll come to issues first before I talk about centralized version controlling. We started facing issues because what if our computer is stolen by someone? What if our computer hard disk got corrupted due to power fluctuation, or fluctuation in electricity or something like that? We lose the entire data, right? We don't have any version that we can back up. So with the mindset of backing up data, we came to a point where centralized data, centralized version control. That means the entire changes that we do, right? Whatever the codes modification, because when the IT industry is booming, when the information technology is booming, people started grouping up. It was not only one software engineer who made back then PayPal, or some famous like Google or anything, Google ABC or ABC company or something like that. It was group of people. It is group of software engineers who worked on the same project. So like I'm also working on the project, someone else also working on the project, another third person is also working on the project. So that happened. So at that time we wanted to store all of these changes. So what we did, we had a laboratory PC or something like that, a centralized version of it. And we had our own PCs where we modified things, and we come and update the PC inside the lab. So we have a copy, the final copy, whatever updates from myself. Let me take few people, Nimal, Kamal, right? Whatever the changes I did as Dilum, and whatever the changes Nimal and Kamal also did, at the evening or when we are when we are leaving the office, we will be updating the central server in the lab or somewhere. So the entire idea behind this is backing up the data towards a centralized server. Later, the internet came up, and later we had the opportunity of using servers. That means someone else's computer in the, we call it cloud these days, right? Cloud is nothing but someone else's computer stored somewhere far away in the secure place, right? In a submarine or inside. You may know that GitHub is storing their data. GitHub has backup their data till. Let me check I also contributed to that. Let me check the year very quickly. Okay, I'm in the Chrome. Sorry. So if I come here, come on. Oh.
It's 5:30.
Really sorry, guys. I'm just trying to switch my routers. Give me a minute. Some other. Yeah, I'm audible, right? Heshan, still you guys can hear me, right? Without a problem.
Yes, Dilum, we can hear you.
Yes, okay, right. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, so I was telling, people are storing. If I go to here, you can see this. Where was that? It was somewhere here. Full shark, no, Arctic code. So what this Arctic code program means, they started storing their code, whatever the code it is stored in GitHub. I think close to 1 billion line or something like that. Let me search about that as well quickly. Arctic code wallet. GitHub. So you can see the Arctic code wallet is a data repository preserved in Arctic World Archive, a very long-term facility 250 meters deep in the permafrost and Arctic mountain. The archive is located in, so likewise with the details, North Pole. So this is a backup of whatever the code we had for certain time, for like 80 years or 100 years, something like that. We GitHub has make a backup of that in the bottom of a North Pole mountain. So why they do that? Whenever if someday if someone wants to preserve this data, and if we face kind of a loss of data if at GitHub, so we would be able to backup. We would be able to this what do you call what the word for that? We would be able to basically use the backup whatever we save for those kind of scenarios, right? So moving on, after centralized, we have something called distributed version controlling. Keep in your head, this is the version right now we are using in the industry. This is the version controlling system that we currently have in the world, right? So this talks about everyone else have their computer. This is also a little bit of evolved step from the centralized server system. And this is what this does is this stores a copy in your laptop or in your PC, as well as it stores in a remote server. Remote server means someone else again. It can be GitHub, it can be Bitbucket. So if you are keen about, I'll come to that later. I think later we have more context to talk about that. So there are a lot of brands that is offering version controlling. So GitHub is one of the famous and one of the widely used in the industry. And there's another one called Bitbucket, and likewise there are other brands as well. So so basically this is GitHub's database, and this is your computer hard disk. You modify things and you store it in your computer hard disk, and also you use the pull and push mechanism. Pull means you get the updates if someone else have done it. So if it is a collaborative project, if it is an individual project, you only need to consider one scenario. You have a central server GitHub and you are dealing with the GitHub. And yeah, from any computer using anything, you can get a pull and work on it, push, right? This can be your home computer and this can be a university computer. You just need to log into that account, take a pull of that and work it, push. So then you can later access it from your home computer. So that is distributed basically. So distributed among multiple occurrences, multiple instances, but it is also having a central server, which is GitHub or whatever the source controlling platform that we are using. Right, moving ahead. Okay, is it the end of the session, or are we? Do we now? It's a time now. Now it's the time to move with Git and GitHub. It's previously we were talking about the background. Why we need GitHub, why Git and GitHub came to this world, right? And what's the behind the scenes of this entire topic. Yes. So moving on, Git is a distributor. Git is something and GitHub is another thing. So I'll be making the clarity about those two technologies later, right? So what we were talking about is Git, right? Git is the technology that we are using to do the source controlling. So don't mess up with these two topics, right? Git is the technology that we use in our system, in our computers, to do this entire workflow, to store your code, right? To capture your code in your local machine, to send it to the GitHub, right? Store there. So we need a couple of kind of a technology, right? Basically, you use Java or Kotlin, right, to develop mobile applications, Android mobile applications. You use Flutter to develop hybrid mobile applications, right? So likewise, Git is the technology that we use to deal with GitHub, and it is capable of tracks and basically tracks our source code as snapshot. So if you are asking me what is a snapshot, maybe in your mobile phones you have experience. I don't know whether it is available on all the phones. I think so. So when you click on the shutter button for a while, it takes very quickly. It takes couple of photos, right? It we call it burst mode in some of the phones, right? And sometimes we can call it snapshots, right? So snapshot means when you like maybe maybe you have seen images like someone is skating or someone is on a skateboard, he do a jump, right? He do a some kind of a beautiful like movement, and we take pictures like every minute, so we can see a line of pictures, kind of a connected situation, or a kind of a connected scenario of snapshots. That exactly what GitHub does when you change your code, right? We'll see practically how it happens in a while, right? So then what is GitHub? So we understood what is Git, right? Something like we use Kotlin or Java to develop Android mobile application. Git is the technology that we are using to do this version controlling. So then what is uh, GitHub? So GitHub is nothing but it's a web-based hosting service, right? Basically to store your code. It's like something like Google Drive. Basically in Google Drive, we don't store. Yeah, give me a minute, guys. I'm getting a quick call from the call office. So yeah, so GitHub is mostly used to store code. Like in your Google Drive, you store everything, right? It doesn't say that GitHub cannot store uh, files or anything like that. It can store anything, but basically most of the guys use it for um, code only, to store computer code that we write. Even you can store a movie there if you want to try out, but it's not the proper place to store a movie, since you have other storage like Mega, Google Drive, and all of that, right? So then we come to a point, Git workflow, right? This is the part that I want to do with you all practically, because I understood after doing GitHub sessions for a while that rather than talking about these stages, like in a slide deck, it would add value to the audience if I do it practically, right? So basically, I'll be talking about this, the only basically the basics or the high level stages of the workflow. Basically, what happens? You see the red, yellow, green boxes, right? Or red, yellow, cyan boxes, right? So what we do is this red color box. It is a working directory. Working directory means nothing but your dirty environment, basically where you do your coding, right? Where you encounter bugs, where you do where you code. Basically, it's basically your laptop or the computer that you are working, right? From there to staging means whenever you finish some work and whenever you feel okay, this at this point I should keep a track, I should basically track this point. Because why we do all of this tracking? Think about a scenario like this: WhatsApp next day send you an update. All of you have a mobile phone. The simplest version, simplest way to like describe this, demonstrate this: you get updates, right? App updates. It's not the first version that you were using when you buy the phone. The WhatsApp version is not the same now what you have in your phone. So it's two different versions. So basically you get updates, app updates. So what if one of the updates has a bug? Let's say the latest update, you install your update for it, or it automatically updates on your phone, right? So now when you're opening the WhatsApp, you don't see chats, right? So if this is the latest version we have, and if we don't have a track, we don't have a way to go through the previous version. So WhatsApp have to start fixing this, and the users have to what? Wait until WhatsApp send you the next fix. So in this kind of scenario, what WhatsApp can quickly do, if they have properly used version control, they can release the previous version again, because they have tracked properly the every version of your their project or the code, right? They have tracked to a, we call it a commit, or we'll get onto those topics later. So WhatsApp can quickly revert to the previous version that was working fine, right? So at that point, users will also not, face any issues for like days or weeks, right? Quickly they can solve the issue. So that's the usage of this version control. So I was talking about this working directly, and staging means the area, or let's say when you work on a university assignment, you won't get this feeling, but when you are working in the industry, we have certain features, right? Certain features have certain levels, right? If I'm working on, let's say, QR code scanning application, so whenever I have the this Android and all the mobile phones has user permissions for camera, right? Getting access for user permissions. So when I develop that particular section, accessing the camera and getting the permission, I can keep a note. Okay, this is I'm 100% completed up to this level without bugs. So I keep a kind of a track or a remark, or okay, this is the, let's say, camera permission level, and then from there onwards I develop the other stuff likewise. So staging area means at a particular point you consider, okay, now I need to track this level. So at that point you edit and you come to the staging area. Staging area means where your work is staged. Stage means tracked, right? And you create a git commit. Git commit means the message, or nothing but the message that you leave with that particular state. Okay, as I said, in my QR code scenario, when I get the camera permission, if I track that place, right, let's say in a timeline I keep a dot sort of a thing, right? In a kind of a timeline I keep, there's the timeline, let's say, let me take an empty slide deck and do this. Okay, let's say we have a kind of a timeline like this, right? We are talking about our software development, right? Right. Then I have this line right now. So what I do is, so this is somewhere you develop, let's say, a mobile application. Let's take a very famous one like Daras or something like that in the Sri Lankan context, right? So you have the Daras app. What is the first space? So this is this entire so this entire thing is the Daras app, right? So you are supposed to develop the Daras app in the entire timeline, right? Development of Daras app, right? Let's say like that. So this entire timeline is for development of Daras app, right? So this all together from here to here. This is the start, right? From the start, this is what. So you develop the what? The login screen. So once you develop the login screen, you keep a record. Okay, I have developed the login screen. Sorry. You can keep a track of, okay, I have developed the login screen. So here it's login screen is done. When the login screen is complete, you track and leave a commit. The previous stage I was telling, the commit here. So you keep, okay, login completed, login screen or something like a message you keep. So then again, you will have another phase, which is what? You cannot duplicate like that. Okay, I think I should be able to Control V and Control C. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to. Yeah, so at next level, you completed the home screen, right? So when you complete the home screen, you can say, hey, at this point, I have the completed home screen, right? Likewise, the stages you can represent, right? So let's say there's a bug in the home screen because of login screen. So then you can revert back to what? You can revert from your home screen to the login screen because you tracked each of these milestones, right? So in a high level, so that is what we are talking about in this diagram. So let's go to the practical side of things. You can later go through these slide decks, and even if you want to find out a cheat sheet, I would say go to this link. You will be able to find the cheat sheet of all the scripts that I'm writing to deal with Git and GitHub, right? So before I move further, I'd ask you all to install Git. What you need to do, go to Google, right? Type download Git, right? It will show you the first link, download Git CSM, right? Source Control Manager. And come here, it will detect your computer's operating system and it will show you the latest stable version. Download it, click next, 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 whatever the default ones, you don't need to change anything. So once you click it, once you done it, you are good for the next step. So while I am talking about this stuff in the GitHub, please do install Git. This is the technology that we need to use in this session. So if you already have Git, you can type git -- version, right, and press the enter on your command prompt. If you are using a Windows computer, it's your command prompt. If you are using a Mac OS computer, it is your terminal. So in your terminal, or else also you can use git bash as well. Git bash is something that you get, right? Git bash is something that you get with GitHub installation. You can use it as well. So yeah, I'll jump into GitHub. Then the next thing, while I'm talking, I want you all to go to, let me create a, sorry. I want you all to go to, okay, I'll share this link as well. So this is where you need to download Git. Maybe you have already done it. If so, please ignore this step. And if you all haven't, please go here and go to github.com and create a click in sign in, right? Create an account as well. Sorry, not sign in, sign up. And when you are sign up here, right, please use your university email. You can later you can transfer this account to your personal email, not an issue. But please use your university email here because I'm going to tell you how you can claim at the end, how you can claim a whole bunch of other opportunities. You see, if you use your university email, right? And it's your choice. If you want to really use your personal email, you can use your personal email as well. But it's better if you can use the university email and go ahead with that. So please use your university email, right? Once you the name and give a proper name as well. I still regret that I put my name as Dilum 1995 back then, and all the whatever the projects that I do, it comes as Dilum 1995 and then the project man. This doesn't make sense. If I put Dilum Digital, at least it does make sense. That is my name, right? So don't put something like that. Now I can't change it also because if I change, the entire links will be broken. Because if I share this, if I have already shared this project with someone else, right? One of my clients or someone like that. So they have this URL like github.com and my account name and then the project name. So if I change this back now to something else, they will lose the they will be they won't be able to access it, right? So yeah. So moving on, I'll be that is something new. All right. So what I was going to say. So this is the once you have an account, right? This is where you are going to land, right? Or else here. I think here is where you are landing. So this is kind of a screen where you can see what is your fellow other whoever you are following doing. So if you are following someone, or you are followed by someone, this is like Facebook for developers. So you can see whatever the projects that you are a part of right now, right? So all the projects that you are a part of, right? And also then your recent activities, what you did recently, and your teams, right? The teams that you are part of. So and here you will be see kind of a like the Facebook feed, you will see a feed of updates from the other developers that you are working with, or that you are following for any other project. So follow will come later to that point. So this is where uh, that sort of a thing happens, right? So then this pull request, forget about that for now, and issues, marketplace, explore, you can explore these four, but it doesn't really make sense to the workflow. So I'll go to my profile there. So if you click on your right, top right, you have the option to go to your profile, your repositories, code places. Likewise, we have few options. So let's go to sorry, your profile first. Your profile says your picture and what is you're doing right now. You can change your status, right? And this is your tag, right, to your profile, and whatever the details about your yourself, and also the organizations that you have worked, right, as a part of. And here you can pin all of your 6 favorite projects, right? And also your contributions. Here someone can let me say, so why it's important to manage your uh, GitHub profile, right? If you say, okay, you're applying for an Android development uh, vacancy, and you have your GitHub profile mentioned, right, on your CV, and you are able to the people who are looking at your CV, they are able to come to your profile and see, okay, what are the work you have done. So if you check my 2020, if like these are days, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, likewise, how much I have worked. And if you click on a particular color box, right, you can see what are the things that I did. So you can see iOS and finance, that there is also iOS application with Shift. How active I am on the because you can go ahead and say that I know iOS, right? You have to prove it at a certain point, right? If I come to 2022 today, they can see what are the work I did. Okay, this is also notes, and this is HTML, and this is Shift. So likewise, they can see the work that you did. So that's what I'm telling. So GitHub profile, maintaining it properly when you are at university stage also, it's very important, because back then, if I go to something like 2016, my first year, you can see this is where I started my GitHub, I guess. And 2017 is my second year. More towards the end of my second year, I have done a lot of things, and then I was catching up with GitHub. Then I started working on Google Summer of Code in 2019, so pretty active, and my final year research. So I started even managing my assignments using GitHub. So that's why I have projects, 234 projects. So yeah, this is sort of an overview to your developer profile. So this is a very famous overview section. Nowadays, so all the developers are supposed to share their GitHub profile URL whenever you are applying for a job, international, local, doesn't matter. So this repositories, if you come to this repositories, that means something similar to the folders in your, like if you go to something like your Google Drive, you have multiple folders, right? Likewise, in GitHub, that means the project folders that you have, projects basically. So yeah, so then we'll discuss about the projects, right? How to create a project and all of that. Before that, I need to know everyone who's in the chat are ready with GitHub accounts and installing Git. Up to that level, do you all have any issues, any blockers, anything like that that I should spare some time and discuss? Anyone? Anyone is having an issue? Because I still remember the dumbest question that I asked whenever one of my seniors back then, whenever they're explaining how to do GitHub, right? How to use GitHub. I have even asked why this particular field in password, when I'm filling, it is not allowing me to fill, because I didn't know there's a validation that I need to do. And back then, I remember it was not showing that is what is going wrong with the complication that I'm entering as the password. So that guy came to me and helped. So, but today I'm doing a GitHub session, right? I am an ambassador of GitHub. So it started from there. So from asking a very dumb question, and like, so don't be shy or don't feel bad about asking anything, because we all learn. That's a step-by-step process. You cannot like all of a sudden become a brainy kid unless otherwise you are blessed with some from your birth, right? So we all are like trying very hard to learn. So feel free to ask any question. Yes, sure. Feature branching. Yes, definitely will do. So yeah, I think we are good to go ahead. So I don't see anyone is facing blockers. So I'll ask you all to. So yeah, then the next thing, I'll create a quick project to show you how to create a project. You come to this repository section, right? You click on this new button, right? Whenever before you are creating your project, when you are starting with your project, create this, put a name, test project with UOJ, right? And give a description as well. So this description, I'll show you where you can take the advantage on this description, right? So this description later you will create a here. So private, public, both options are there. Now you have, I think those days it was you have to pay for private projects, but nowadays it's free. And if it is one of your assignments, make sure it's private, because if it is private, I'll also show if it is public, anyone can access something like this project. So Zero to Hero with GitHub, it's a public project, anyone can access that. But the other project, the Flutter Attendance Manager, no one can access this unless otherwise I have given access to that, right? So since you guys are more keen about managing, can't team members do live coding in GitHub rather than pushing and pulling? Can't. Whoever it is, I don't know. Dilshan Sirivardhan, I guess. Yeah, you cannot do live coding on GitHub. It has to be, like on your computer and then push and pull. Yeah. So probably they will, maybe in future, they will come to that stage, but not yet. So
It's 6 o'clock.
yeah. So Flutter Attendance Manager, that is a private one. So unless otherwise I have given access, you cannot access to that. So let's create a private project, assuming what? Assuming okay, how can I do this? Okay, let's create a private project, and I'll show you how to how to add team members, right? So I'm now mocking a scenario. You have given an assignment, right? So you guys going to do a group assignment. Now you have your projects, right? Now you have your project. So it's a test project with your University of Jaffna. And then I'm creating a private project because it's assignment, right? I'm creating a README file. README file is nothing but something like this. Once you click on the README file, it gives you a file for the project. So you can, whoever the creating project, let's say you have a backend and a front end both, right? Backend is running Java or backend is running Node, and the front end is a mobile application, something like that. And the APIs that you need to use, those kind of things you can include here. Let me take something from I also forget what of my summer image lab. Yes, Google Summer of Code project. So if I come here, right, you can see this particular project that I did for Google Summer of Code. So it has the keywords related to that. It has its documentation is linked, its license are linked. So it shows you the how does it work, right? Image processing pipelines and all of that, automated demo of the project, and the number of supported image processing operations, and the project documentation and the technologies that we have used, and how to set up your project. Basically, what are the things that you need to do to set up this project? So you can see those as well. So so those kind of meaningful data you can later add to the README file. So then we can add a Git ignore. Git ignore means usually when we create projects, right? When we do projects and create projects, there are a lot of those days. For iOS, I am using something called Xcode. Likewise for Java, maybe you guys are using something like IntelliJ or Eclipse or something like that. Or the people who are working with a lot of JavaScript side of things, they are using Visual Studio Code. So these IDs, we call them IDs. So these are creating a lot of unnecessary files that requires the particular IDE to, like let's take a Node project. Every one of us know that we do npm install, right? Once we do the npm install, a huge npm module is getting created with the npm modules, right? Npm modules and related data, and it's maybe 2 GB, 3 GB, right? But we don't need to have it because we have the dependency file, right? Where we have listed all the dependencies. Every time we run the project, we know that we are going to do an npm install, so that we will be getting installed all the related dependencies. So we don't have to really store that npm node module folder. So in that case, you can click on the node and you can select it's going to be a node project. So they by default this will be having certain rules to ignore certain folders, like whatever that we need to ignore when if it is a node project, right? And also there will be license. License means all of these projects are open source projects. So even though you mark it as private, so you can read different license have different rules and regulations, certain validations likewise, right? So you can read about them on Google later. So yeah, so then it's a matter of creating the repository, right? So once you click on this, a project, basically a folder inside Google, let's take it as a Google Drive folder, right? Something like that will be created for you to store your project. So here you can see this README file is there. So you can later edit this. This particular README file use something called Markdown. Markdown language is the language that we use to write this. You can read more about Markdown from Markdown.org, and Markdown is basically it's kind of a scripting language, right? To like when you write hashtag here, right? If you go to the preview, you can see it's high, it's big, and let me show you. If I type two something like this and type test, you can see this is a smaller title than this. So likewise, so you need to it's very simple. So you can quickly learn those things. Like if you want to enter a link, you can have this and this. So sorry. So right, and this can be right. So if you go here, you can see it's a link now. Oh, the other way around, I guess. Yes. So this is a link. Once you click on this, you will be able to go to whatever the site that you are, a proper link. I just put a test link, right? So yeah, so this is Markdown basically. So the Markdown has it's different way of keeping the things. Then README and Git ignore is since we selected Node, you can see it avoids uploading these files, folders, right? If you see Node modules also should be there. See dependency directories, it entirely rejects these directories. So you can also add your own custom rules, but this is a common template for I just selected it from there. So in order to, this is since this is a private project, right? Let's say who's the demonstrator? Who's the person who helping me with the demonstration? I forgot his good name.
It's Lakshita, Dilum.
Yeah, Lakshita is here.
Yeah, Lakshita.
Yeah, Lakshita, can you give me your email address so I can send you access to this?
My private GitHub account.
Yes, your personal, whatever the GitHub account that you are using right now, that account's email address. So what you need to do when you want to, now Lakshita and myself is working on, let's say, University of a group project given by University of Jaffna, right? What we both going to do is now, let's say it's to develop a mobile website which has 2 pages, contact us and home page. So Lakshita will be developing the contact us and I'll be developing the home page, let's say like that, right? So I'm going to delete this git ignore because no point in having it. So I'll be deleting this. Let's say, okay. So how do you add your project mates? You go to settings of the project, right? And go to collaborators, right? And to ask for your password. Yeah, Lakshita, I think you can send me a message personally, your GitHub account address, right? Once you come here, you can manage access, right? I click on manage people, right? Yeah, once I receive Lakshita's email, all right. Anyway, everyone can see it. I believe it's not a problem. So I'm going to invite Lakshita now to this project. So I can add Lakshita to this project, right? And then I see Lakshita's invite is pending, right? So Lakshita has been added as a collaborator. So what I can do, I can copy this link that I'm sending it. And before you click on it, Lakshita, please wait and share your screen now. So we can show the others how it works. So I shared this link with Lakshita now, the invitation link to join the project. Lakshita, if you can share your screen now. All right, thanks, Lakshita. So you can see you have got an email here, first email, Lakshita. Dilum invited you to your project with that, right? So you can click on view invitation. It expires usually on 7 days. View invitation. It will take you to the, click on view invitation, Lakshita. So it will take you to the, and you can accept the invitation to join this project. All right. Great. Let's say if multiple people are working, right? Or if you're working on someone else's project, there's a concept called fork as well. We'll come back to that. But let's say it's a team of people, it's like 4 people that is working on this. Let's go ahead with the branching strategy and work on the same project, right? I'll come to, because Lakshita is a now a collaborator on this project, so he doesn't need to use a fork method. Fork method comes to the play when we contribute to some organizations project. Let's say if it is your office project, even you don't have to do because you know the team, right? If multiple people are working where you cannot, you don't know the folks who can work on this project, right? Then we go through the fork method. Let's go it later. So let's see. Now, as per we agreed, I developed the homepage and Lakshita develops the contact us. Nothing but just a demonstration, right? We are not going to develop it, to be honest. So Lakshita, now what you need to do as the first thing, you need to create a branch. Yeah. So before there are 2 ways that you can create a branch. Wait. First thing that you can do, you can clone this project and then create a branch using the commands, right? Or else you can on the dashboard itself, you can create a branch, right? I'll show both the steps. Actually, if you click on the main drop down that you can see, yes, exactly that. And you can type contact us page without spaces and all simple, Lakshita. So usually we type branch names all simple. And yeah, Lakshita, before that, can you delete this entire? Can you the contact word that you type? Okay. So usually when we create branches, we have certain set of best practices. In the industry, we just don't create branches with names. What we do, we have certain type of development work, right? We develop features to the software, right? Or else we fix bugs that is in the software. Or else we create release. Release means when we are releasing a new update, we create branches for release as well, right? Those are the 3 main scenarios. So in your group project also, you can fix a bug, you can release a new feature, right? So based on the work that you are going to do, you need to create a branch. So you can type Lakshita feature, FEATUR. So let's say Lakshita is going to create the feature, contact us, then slash Lakshita, slash, so not this one, sorry, /, yeah, this, and then contact us page. So Lakshita is going to develop contact. You can keep a dash in between. Yes, contact us dash, again us, after us dash page. Okay, and now you can see create branch feature. Click on that. Yes. So earlier we were in the main branch. Now we are in the new branch that Lakshita has created, that you can see in the drop down menu, right? Why these 2 branches are important? What is main branch? If you consider, right, main branch is the branch that is containing the latest or the stable, more stable, right? Basically, it is main branch is at the beginning, right? We merge stable versions to the main branch only, because in the industry, let's take WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp initial code was developed in a feature branch. Then you do the feature work and you then you assign it to a QA to test all the things that you developed, right? Then QA gives you the sign off. That means QA accept whatever you have developed. Then you create a release branch from your feature branch and merge it to the main branch. So we'll be discussing this. This looks like a little bit complex. Now, if you click on the same drop down, Lakshita, can you click on the same drop down? And you see main branch also there. Now the same state that we have in the feature branch as well. So let's work on the feature branch and show how we. Can you go to main branch again, Lakshita, for a while, for a minute? Yes. If you click on the main branch, you can see the same thing. Yeah. So now let's switch back to the other branch. Yes. So now what we need to do, now we need to get this particular folder into our computer, right? This is on now GitHub server. Now we are trying to get it to our computer. You can click on this green color button, Lakshita, code. Just copy this link. there are certain ways you can, these are basically when you are communicating with internet, HTTPS is there, SSH is there, and you can use the GitHub's dashboard, GitHub CLI. That needs to be discovered in a different session, maybe if you want to discover the GitHub CLI. But HTTPS and SSH means you have a key, you add a key to your account, you can generate you can first install SSH on your computer and generate a key, and you can put it into a GitHub account. So communication will be happen with this key matches only. So from any other computer, you won't be able to communicate. So it has to be always your account. And also you can use the simply hypertext transfer protocol, the secured way, HTTPS. That is a commonly used, unless otherwise you work with a very sensitive data. Yeah, you can click on this, Lakshita, and copy the link. And let's go to, I don't know whether you're having a Windows computer or Mac OS. Command prompt. Yeah, you need to share your screen and go to command prompt or the terminal. I didn't quite catch what is the computer OS. Yeah, Windows. Yeah, Git bash is fine. Yes, use that. Yeah. CD, can you navigate to your desktop, Lakshita? CD desktop maybe? Are you already on the desktop? Hit tab. You can hit tab. Okay, yes, cool. Can you type ls and hit enter? Can you increase this a little bit, Lakshita? Expand this. The window, the big Git bash window. Can you expand it a little bit? And click on control plus. All right, very good. So these are some of your documents that you have in your desktop, right, Lakshita? You only know these are the ones that you have.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So now that means we are in desktop. CD means nothing but change directory. So we in terminal, right? In when you learn about servers, in servers we don't have this OS with like buttons and folders, all of that. You cannot click that, right? If you have used GCP server or AWS or something like that, mostly we have this kind of a black box where you can navigate and do things using scripts. So we use command line scripts or the Linux scripts or something like that to navigate inside your computer. So CD means change directory. So what I did was CD desktop. That means change my directory to the desktop. Now Lakshita is on desktop. Now I'm going to create a folder. So how do we create folder? You can do the same steps on your laptop, desktop, whatever. Right click on the desktop and create a new folder. You can do that as well. But I'll be doing this. It's easier. Lakshita, now we can type mkdir make directory. Mkdir means make directory. You can give a name, Lakshita, any name. GitHub demo. Yeah, hit enter. So now let's cd into that particular folder, cd GitHub demo. Hit tab. Yeah, click enter. Now you can type. Now what we are going to do, we are going to get a clone. Clone means a copy, exact same copy of what we have in our GitHub to our laptop, to this particular directory. So how do we do that? git git space clone and paste your URL that you copied. What was that? Go up. Okay, hit enter. Yeah. Now you will be getting a copy of whatever you have in GitHub to your PC, right? So now the next thing is, right? Now if you check, now you are in the okay. How? Okay. So what you can do, Lakshita, now let's let's navigate into that folder, because the test project with UOJ is the project folder CD. If you type CD test inside that, now you have a new folder, which is your project folder test. Yeah, that one. So whatever you want to track with GitHub, store inside this test project with UOJ, right? That is your project folder. But whatever the extra things, images that you have to, likewise, let's say unnecessary things that you store, let's say a report, research paper that you downloaded from internet or something like that. So those stuff you can store inside GitHub demo. So if you store anything inside GitHub demo, that won't be tracked. But the things that you want to track with GitHub, you need to store inside this test project with UOJ. If you click Windows M, Lakshita, Windows M, Windows 9, yeah, let's go to this GitHub demo folder and let's show them the folder as well. This is the demo folder that we created inside this test project. Yeah, you can see it's on the only the README file. Right now, what Lakshita is going to do, switch branches, because Lakshita cannot. Lakshita, can you type Git? I'll be sharing the steps on the chat as well. What we used was Git clone. Wait, Lakshita, wait a minute. Git clone project URL is how we clone the project, right? That's what the first step that Lakshita used. And then Lakshita, let's use Git branch to check. Yeah, even it shows you are in main branch. You can see within bracket it shows you are in main branch. But if it doesn't show on your terminal or command prompt, what you can use is git show git branch dash show dash current. So this will show you the hit enter, Lakshita. So what happened? Can you go up a little bit?
This.
Yeah, don't put a space between current and show. Yeah. Yes, you can see it's main branch now. So what we need to do is now switch the branch to what Lakshita created, right? So can you type git branch, Lakshita? Just git branch to see what are the old branches. Git branch. So it will show you all the branches, whatever you have. Because I forgot the name. Okay, it only shows you right now branch. Okay, that's fine. Okay, can you git pull? This is an extra step. No, I'll explain this later. And also git fetch. You are not need to do these steps. I'm just trying to see the Lakshita as a. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So the way how we can change the branch to the Lakshita's branch that he created, git checkout. Let's type Lakshita git checkout. Right, space. And the branch name. You can type feature and hit tab. Feature and hit tab. Yes, that's the branch you created. Now and hit enter. Okay, now we are in the branch that you created. That means the main branch is not getting your whatever you develop unless otherwise it is reviewed, right? Git checkout. Let me. Right. So now let's do the modifications, Lakshita. Now you are going to develop the contact us page. Let's go to your folder. Right. Now let's create a HTML file, a simple HTML file. Yeah, new text file, and then change the what do you call this to HTML. You can make it contactus.html, the name of the file. Use underscore, Lakshita, since it's HTML. To separate out the words, use underscore. Okay. Can you double click it and open? Okay, it's still a text file. Can you open this from? Yes, it's better. Save as text document to all files. Yeah. Yes. Save it now. Yeah. Now, if you close this, double. Okay. Still, it's a text document. Lakshita, what you need to do? Delete this file. I think you need to create a new file from something like Visual Studio Code or something like that. Do you have VS Code? Yes. And go to new file. Command N, click on Command N. Command N, sorry, Control N in your Windows, Control N. Okay. And click Command S. And you can select this folder, whatever we were working on. And give plain text instead of plain text, give it as all files. And you can select HTML. There's HTML also. And just keep, yeah, no, inside the project. Yes, inside that. Yes. Yeah, now you can paste, Lakshita, you can Google for the HTML base template. Just Google for HTML base. Let's take. You can copy from there. HTML base template. Google in a new tab, Google as HTML base template. No, get a new tab in your browser. In your browser, get a new tab.
I can't find Zoom today.
Click on the plus button. Click on the plus button on your browser.
I can't find this.
No. Click on the plus button on your browser. Create a new tab. Yeah, now you can click on the new plus icon to create a new tab. Yes. Type HTML base template. You can copy it from template there. HTML5, the first link, go to that and copy a basic HTML. No, the second link, sorry. Second link is better. W3. Yeah. Copy the basic code that you have here. Yeah, copy this code and paste it into the file that we created, the HTML file that we created. The contact us. Paste it there.
Okay.
Go to the. Yeah, all right. You can change the H1 to contact us inside my first heading. Yeah, that to contact us. And the paragraph you can put page content of contact us, something like that. Just save the file. All right. So, okay, if we go back to your Git bash, now what Lakshita did, he worked on his part of the project, right? And now he is going to send the changes to me. So now then I'll show you how I can, as a second developer, how I can work on. Lakshita, now you can type git status. Git status means git space status. That gives you idea what has changed in your project directory. If you type and hit enter, Lakshita, you can see, okay, in red color, it shows you read all of this information that gives as a developer that you need to have patience, right? Later, when you are working with complex software, right, you will get a lot of description in your terminal or somewhere that you see the logs, right? You need to have patience to read those. And also you should not be scared of the red lines, because red lines always give you what has gone wrong, sort of a description, right? You can see on your branch feature contact us page, your branch is up to date with origin feature contact us page. Okay, it's up to date with origin means the one you created on the GitHub, right? It is up to date with that. And then later it shows untracked files. It shows use git add the file name to include in what will be committed. That means you have an untracked file. This is a new file that we created. That's correct, right? So it's an untracked file. If you want to track it, please use git add and the file name, right? So that's the next step. So let's move ahead, Lakshita, git add, right? And space and hit a tab, since we only have one file. If you have multiple files, you can copy the red color lines one by one and add, hit enter, Lakshita. Add only the files that you want to track, right? Don't add the files unnecessarily. So there are ways that you can add all the files, or like there's a step that you can do git add and space a dot. If you put that, the entire files that is recently generated will be added. But let's say in that case, if you have unnecessary files like node modules folder, those kind of things, make sure that you add only the necessary files by looking at them, right? So so once you did that, again, let's run git status, Lakshita, so they can, git status always give you what's the status right now. So now you can see it's green color. So that means this is tracked. Previously it is red color, you can see clearly, right? Now it's give you kind of more sense. Okay, now it is kind of green color. Okay, it looks good, and changes to be committed. Now you know the next step is you are tracking this level. Now Lakshita added contact us page, so you are going to pass these features to pass these exchanges to the next developer, right? To me, right? In the group. So contact us page is finished now, or to a certain level it is finished. Now you think this is where I should track. So that means, okay, now it needs to be committed. Commit means leave a message, right? So how do we do that? Let's type Lakshita git commit, right? Hyphen git commit hyphen, I mean the dash m. M mean message in the short form, space, open, sorry, not open, I mean open double brackets, double quotes. Yes, now type a message, completed a contact us page. Right? Okay, so now you completed about contact us page. You can tell, you can also add without images, so something like that. So we are supposed to add images. Lakshita, go back, you can add without images. Yep, without images. So this is the current state of Lakshita, right? You can hit enter, Lakshita now. All right, all good. Now you have committed. Now if you want to see, let's say Lakshita is going to add an image as well, right? Lakshita, you can go to Google and do HTML adding image. Okay, yeah, here itself you should be able to see images. If you go down, yeah, HTML adding images, copy the line because I don't want to waste time there. HTML image, type HTML image and search, you should be able to get. Can't you type? Okay, HTML image, yes, image tag, go to W3 school, that one, yeah. Go to code where they show you the code. Yes, Just go down. Wait, haven't they give a link? Okay, you can take the one with the link SRC, this one, IMG Alt. Yes, that is also fine. Okay. Go back and paste it on your after the p tag and take an image. Go to placeholder.com. On your browser, go to placeholder.com. Let's take some image. Placeholder.com. As I remember, that is. Yes, what you can do, go down. Okay, still it's loading. You go down, go down. If you click on this, because 150 image, yeah, that gives you the link on top. HTTPS via placeholder.com. Yeah, that one. Copy that link. Yeah, basically, we use this site to, like copy. I think you copied more than that. Yeah, hit enter maybe, and hit enter after 150. I see. Yes, you are getting that image. Copy this line, copy this URL, and place there in the source. Yes, correct. Now save this and go back to your file explorer and see that while double clicking on HTML file, this should load in the browser and whether it shows the image or not. Okay, it's open somewhere. Okay, we see the image. Great. So let's go back to terminal. Now we have the image as well. Okay, Lakshita's second change. Let's see. Let's assume Lakshita did this in the next day, not today itself. Okay, let's git status Lakshita. So the same steps, git status to change what are the changes that I did. Yes, correct. I modified this. Now the next step is git add Lakshita, git add and the file name. No, git add and the file name. Type contact. No, you don't have contact and hit tab. Yes, hit enter. Yes, then git add and sorry, git commit space -m m message, m for message, and space open double quotes, and in between you can type added the image to added the image to contact us page, something like that. Yeah, all good. Go ahead and hit enter. Now Lakshita did two things, right? So that means in Lakshita's branch should look like, Lakshita, you can type now git log to check history and type enter, hit enter. Git log. Okay, now you can see how this project started. In Lakshita's branch, if you go all the way down Lakshita, you can see Dilum Disilla created this project with the initial commit. Initial commit means scroll down Lakshita. Okay, initial commit was done by Dilum Disilla because I created the project and then I deleted the git pig. Now you can see then Lakshita completed the so each of this stage you can see has a hash key. So you can see FCB starting with 413, the next one. So likewise, each of these have a hash key. This is the key that we use to, if we want to, let's say I want to delete all the Lakshita's changes and come back to the initial project where the deleted ignore. So I can, using a command like reset, I can come to that stage, right? So there are multiple things that we can do when it comes to navigation. That is, again, out of the scope of the session, but you can hit Q, Lakshita. So you can exit from here by pressing Q. Enter. Yes. Okay, I think you are already exited. That's fine. So now it's a matter of sending. Can you go back to the GitHub repository, Lakshita, and show them by refreshing the page that we don't have the GitHub? No, the other one, the other window, I guess. Yes, that one. Go to, yes, refresh this page. No, let's go to that project. I think you need to refresh it, then it will come on the top. On the top, it has to be on the top, or else you can go to the other tab that you are already opening, where you see the Loom 1995. Yeah, so if you refresh this page, all right, so you have this page. All right, now what you are going to do, yeah, wait, Lakshita, I think we forgot one step. We didn't fork it because I was assuming you are in the same organization, so sorry. Yeah, let's quickly do that. Lakshita, go back to here, go back here, go back to your GitHub. I was assuming you and me in the same organization, but we two are different profiles. So we have fork. So when you're working, after you add the collaborator step, then you click on the fork button on your top right. You see fork. Right? You fork. Unless otherwise you are the owner or you are the person who created the project. Right? Create fork. Right? This is another way of doing it. You can fork it. So you will be getting a copy from my project. And again, you can follow the same step by clicking on the green color button, getting the URL, setting up the project. So this will have your own version of the copy. So you won't be directly submitting changes to Lakshita's one. But let's go ahead with what we were doing, Lakshita. So you can go to Git bash. And then you can hit Git push, GIT-PUSH. Yeah. So what we do now is sending whatever the features that we developed on Lakshita's end to the my project. So if you go back to that project, Lakshita, and you go to the Loom 19, click on the link, the Loom 1995 above. Yeah, that one. Yes, click there. You can see now feature contact us page had recent pushes less than a minute ago, right? So that means main doesn't have that, right? So main branch doesn't have that. What you need to do next, right? When you have a lot of features coming up, we don't compare them against main. What we do is we maintain something called develop. Lakshita, again, you click on the main drop down, and type develop. So when you have multiple people working on your group, right? Please create this branch called develop branch. That means that is where developers are working. Developers work getting merged. So having errors, issues, fine there. Having issues in the main branch is not good. So create the branch. That's it. Yeah. So then now what we are going to do, click on this. Now you can see feature contact us page as recent push. Right, you get the message of compare and pull request. So let's click on that, Lakshita. Compare. And you need to carefully read what is happening. So you can see with the base branch, your branch is going towards the main. It should go through, it should go to develop branch, not to the main branch. Go to develop, Lakshita. Yeah, click develop. So first it should go to develop, and we don't send in like small chunks to main. What we do, we complete a particular feature or a particular release, right? We consider it as a release. Release in WhatsApp, you don't get only the top button, you get the entire screen, right? Then only you get the release, right? With the new feature. So what we do is we develop smaller features and we merge them to develop. I'll show you what does it mean by merging them to develop, right? And then what we do is then we send it as a one piece, the entire feature or the entire website. Let's say now we have once we finish the entire website, we send it as the first version of the website with the home page and the contact us page. Then we come up with a features or a products page. Then we develop the products page and merge it to develop. And from develop to, again, we push it to main. So now here in this section, you can put a lot of details, right? So you can see contact us page, and in the below area, Lakshita, you can leave a message like a completed contact us page. If it has known bugs, mention the known bugs issues, right? And if there are certain set of steps that other developer needs to follow, you can mention them, and you can create the pull request, Lakshita. Now, and then since you develop this, right, you cannot merge it, right? You should not merge it. You have the ability to merge it. See, always your code should be reviewed by someone else. Whatever you did should be reviewed by someone else. So that means Lakshita's work should be reviewed by myself, and my code should be reviewed by Lakshita. So Lakshita, what you need to do on your left, right, on your right, you have assignees. On top of assignees, you have reviewers. You can assign it to me. Click on that. Click on and click Dilum 1995. So I'll be getting a notification. Okay, Lakshita has sent me a pull request. So this is we call as pull request. Yeah, that's it, Lakshita. So now you can scroll up. Yeah, you just click on me. That's it. Yeah. So it will automatically. And if you go to pull request, Lakshita, right? Now you have the pull request. So this is where you can see whatever Lakshita has created, I should review. Whatever I have created, Lakshita should review. So I'll show now how as a second person I am contributing. You can stop sharing screen, Lakshita. I'll show what I can do now. Okay. So guys. Okay, now what I need to do is, now I have this project, right? If I go here, I can see, okay, Lakshita has a what? Lakshita has sent me a pull request. Let's say, so before I review this, let's say I was also doing something and I was also in middle. So what I do, now Lakshita created the branch from here, right? You remember typing here and create branch likewise. So now I'll show you how to create the branch from your computer. You can choose any of your preferred ways. So let me take my, okay, yeah. So I'm here, right? I'll be no need. So I'm here inside my project. What I'm going to do, git clone, and I'm going to type, right? I'm going to clone this project. So it's the same steps as a second person, or as a person who created the project. I'm going to clone this project, and I'm going to navigate into that project, and I can see I'm in the main branch here, right? So I need to switch the branch now, right? How do I do that? Git checkout. We use, remember, right? Git checkout and the branch name to checkout. So when you want to create a new branch and checkout, I put -b and the branch name, right? So what we put is, let me copy this and paste on the chat as well. Where's the chat, by the way? Okay. Right, branch name, right? So the branch name, what I'm going to do is what? Feature homepage, right? So this is my branch. Now you can see it shows feature homepage, right? So that is my branch. So what I'm going to do is now so I'm creating my file from here, you can, like as Lakshita did, you can do it from the so I have the homepage HTML, right? So I'm going to open it from in my Visual Studio Code. It got opened, right? So these steps, unnecessary steps, I'm just like the way I'm used to do them. So so now I have the homepage. Let me again copy the HTML based template. Okay, I should be getting it here. I got it here and copy it and paste it, right? I'm going to delete the link icons, all of this. I'm going to delete them. I don't need them right now. And I'm going to keep this as homepage. And I don't have any JavaScript. So head, that's all in my head, and in the body, I'll be having a H1, and I'll be having it as homepage, right? So what some changes that I do is I'm going to center this, right? Okay, got something. Now I'm showing you. So this is my changes now, right? I'm saving this, and if I go here, I should be able to open it. And if I double click on this, okay, homepage is centered. That's what I wanted, right? So this is now my change. I'm done with the changes. What I'm going to do, the same step, git status. Okay, that's the change I did. I verified. Okay, git add. Since this is the one, what Lakshita did was adding homepage, right? Like this with the file name. Since, but I see only red color is this, only it is this file, so I don't need to take the hassle of typing the name of the file, right? Unless otherwise I have a lot of names that I carefully should review, right? Since it's one file, I will put git add dot. So this will add all the this is a simpler way. This will add all the let me again check the. So this is a simpler way. Git add dot is to add all the files at once, but this is lazy and dangerous, right? Because this step can add you, and this step can add non-necessary files. Since here we have a simple HTML page, right? Git add, and I hit enter again. If I go to the git status, I can see, okay, green color. Now it's clear, right? Now I need to commit, right? Git commit m. What is going to be my commit? Added the, okay, the homepage, right? Committed. If I check the git log, okay, this branch, it's only this, right? I'm going to git push. So in the git push, I need to push to this, copy this, and I'm pushing to, because in the upstream, when I created this new branch from here, right? In I forgot your good name, Lakshita, right? In Lakshita's space, this branch was already existing. Origin means always the GitHub, right? Now you can see if I go back to this, right? Homepage is pushed. It's already showing. Homepage is pushed. Right now, I also created. I'm also creating a pull request asking Lakshita to review my changes related to homepage. Right? Added homepage. This PR pull request contains homepage details, homepage dev work or something like that. you can add more details when you have more details, right? I'll show you sample reviewers. I can add Lakshita since he is the reviewer only I have. Right now, what I'm going to do, okay, now you have multiple these kind of things, right? I am now checking what Lakshita has done, right? Lakshita is feature. Always when we review pull requests, listen, take this as a note, right? Always when you review pull requests, it's good to review from the what? It's good to review from the bottom, right? I am review from the Lakshita's one. I can see, okay, Lakshita has put any comments. No comments is only comment is completed contact us page. And I see Lakshita has 2 commits. That means he has added the image and he has added the complete a contact us page without images. So if I go to file changes, it shows me what he has added. Okay, it looks good. And I can mark this file as reviewed. I reviewed this, no issues. And yeah, then I can review, right? Before review, sorry, I forgot. Click on viewed and hit enter and approve. Like I'm approving Lakshita's changes. Leave some message, right? Lakshita, but I'm going to center the, because we let's say we are planning to center all the content on your pages, right? I'm going to center the pages. I'm going to center the page content, right? So that is going to be the next work that I'm going to do, right? I'm approving this change, right? So since this is approved, I'm going to create an issue as well. So that issues means the things that we need to do further, right? I understood Lakshita's page content is not centered. So I'm going to create a centering content content of the contact us page. So contact us page content is left aligned in the current version and make it centered, right? Submit new, so I can assign myself to this issue. So you know who's going to do this. So you can assign it to Lakshita if Lakshita is the one who should do it, right? So issues also I can see. So whenever in the next day when you are working as a group, you can come to issues and see, okay, what are the things that we need to do. So this is why we have issues page. Okay, then pull request. I have accepted Lakshita's one, and yeah. So I'll ask Lakshita to quickly share the screen so he can merge his approved work. Yeah, Lakshita, if you go there, go to pull requests, click on it again. Okay, you can go to feature contact us page first. You see approved now. Yes, again, you can double check what is the branches that you are sending your details. Lakshita, on top, after open, you see the open green color line. Always read that line. Lakshita V wants to merge 2 commits. That means 2 changes. 2 commits mean two places that you want to record. Into develop from feature contacts us. That means to develop, not to master. Make sure that this display at this point it is correct. Develop from, okay, correct. And you have got the approval. Go down, Lakshita. And you also can go down, further down, and merge pull request and click on the drop down there. You should always, when you are merging, let's say your pull request can have multiple changes, right? Let's say it has 10 commits. Commits means inside the branch you put smaller records, because when you work multiple days, right? Commits can be yeah, I'll show you one scenario in my organization, huge commit, and how we have merged it. But when it comes to develop and the main, it should be always meaningful commits. So this how this becomes a meaningful commit. This should go as 1 commit, because you have 2 commits. That's why we have something called squash and merge. You can second option, Lakshita. So you can see the commits from this branch will be combined into 1 commit in the base branch. You can click on that, Lakshita. So you can click on squash merge now, squash and merge. So you can see the merge commit is what you see on the top, the feature contact us page, #1. So that is the commit that is going to develop. But inside the description of the commit, if you expand that, Lakshita, from the right bottom, you can see these two commits are included. So in the description, you have the context. This particular commit contains these two commits. You can click on the green color button, Lakshita, now. So now it's merging. Okay, now it's all good. You can stop sharing, Lakshita. I'll share right now. So it's merged, right? Now what happened? Okay, now I went to sleep, right? When I was sleeping, Lakshita has merged these changes. So if I come back to project the next day, okay, it's a new day. So I get an email as well. Now Lakshita has merged these changes. Okay, I see. Okay, Lakshita, again, can you share? We'll quickly review my PR as well. Can you share quickly and approve? Yeah, it's go back to pull request. So now Lakshita is reviewing my pull request, and he goes to the new pull request. Yeah, my pull request. Click on added the home page. Yeah, again, Lakshita, do the same. Check. Okay, I have one commit and it is building fine. And go top. Go to file changes. That's where you can see the changes, file changes, Lakshita. The conversation, on in the middle you have 4 tabs: conversation, commit, checks, and file changes. That's where you can always see what are the code changes. So you check. The green color means the code added newly. In red color, it will show you if you are changing something. In the next change, will show you. You can click on the viewed, Lakshita, if you feel this is good. You can click on you can suggest me, Lakshita. You can click on view, right? Yeah, check that and review changes. Click on the green color button, review changes, approve the approve toggle, and you can leave me a message. Remove the unnecessary comment because they have a unnecessary comment. Remove the unnecessary comment. In my code, there was a unnecessary comment since I copied from Google. Right, and you can approve because it's a small change. When I'm doing the next, yeah, you can click on the submit review. Yes, now Lakshita has what? He has approved my changes. Okay, Lakshita. So you normally once you approved, you are not merging it. The person who's owned the PR only merges the changes. Yeah, you can stop sharing, Lakshita. I'll share my screen. Okay, usually it has to be the person who raised the PR only. I got the approval. It shows remove the unnecessary comments, and either you can do this on the same branch and update this PR, right? So that is one way. Since you are already here, what you can do is sending another commit, right? If you go here, you can remove this and right. I'll show that, or else you can take it up as a new task on a new because it's a simple change. I'll change it here itself, and I'll go to I'll go here and I know the steps now. I'm going to git status, right? I see the change. Using git diff, you can change the changes as well. This is also very valid command, git diff. I'll paste to check the changes, what has happened in your code itself. So it will show you the changes as well, right? Git diff to check the changes, and git add, right? I know it's only this file. I have set up smaller keywords, git status, GTS. I can type GTS and it will run behind the scenes on my terminal. It will run git status command, and I can commit this, removing and I'm pushing this. So once I push this, right, what will happen? This will go to the same branch because I am in the same branch, right? I didn't change the branch. You can see I'm in the same branch, so I didn't change the branch. So this particular pull request will get updated. You can see once I saw the Lakshita's comment, because it's not a huge change, I don't have to re-request a review. But let's say Lakshita asked you to fix a bug, right? And you updated and committed into this branch itself, then you can click on this this button, request another review. So after Lakshita's pending, since Lakshita has approved, like if that's the case, Lakshita should select this option, request changes. So if it is a huge request, you should always you should not approve, you should request changes. So once you updated again, you can review. So since it was not a huge issue, I just Lakshita has approved, so I'm going to merge this as well. So now I'm confirming the merge. All right. So what is my next task? I'm going to pick up this task. So I come to the issue on the next day. I read, okay, someone has created this. Okay, I'm going to work on this, and I'm copying my team members who's useful for this page, because I know homepage is Lakshita's work, so I CC Lakshita as well. Copy Lakshita to because he will get a notification then. So I'm going to work on this, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to now go to develop, because develop is where the latest code is, right? I have finished this branch, so I don't have to worry about that. Git checkout, git checkout develop. Then I do git pull. Pull means, like if I do a git log on my now, right? You only see these two, but we merge the changes that Lakshita and myself did to develop, right? So those changes are not there. So to get changes from the GitHub side, what we do is git pull, right? We pull all the changes. We take 1 minute. Yeah, now I pushed. You can see 2 file changes, 24 insertions. You can see 2 files came. These 2 files are coming from the changes, right? Those things, those details you can see. Right, I'm going to delete this mistakenly. All right, if I check the git log, sorry guys, git log, you can see, okay, from the initial commit to git git log, no, I have added the home page, and then Lakshita's feature contact us page got merged with two commits. He has this commit came with two changes, and I removing unnecessary comments. And then again I merge the pull request from this branch to the develop branch, right? Correct. That's the state that I want to start work, right? That is the latest work, that is the latest state of our group project. So what I am going to do now is create a new branch again to work on the issue that I have. Git checkout B, this is a fix, right? Fix, I'm going to put the issue number here. So issue number is 3, hashtag 3, right? So I'm going to put hashtag 3, right? Centering contact us page content, right? This is my branch, right? Okay. So if I open right, if I open this on my, I'm going to open the folder. I think it's workspace sessions. Yeah, now I have 2 files. You can see I have Lakshita's changes and my changes both, right? So what I'm going to do, I need to center entire things that Lakshita has in page, right? I'm going to add what I'm going to add, center, and Okay, now I got it auto completed. So I'm going to add this and copy and paste these lines inside this, right? Control save, right? I'm done with my changes. I centered the Lakshita's what do you call things. Now I'm going to check it as well. Contact us page. Double clicking and it's opening. Okay, where's the blood image? Okay, but image is also there, so it looks fine. All the things are centered now, and I'm typing git status, right? Git add. I know only this file got added, so nothing to worry. I can put dot and add all the files. Git commit, right? Git commit m fixing, right? Fixing issue 3, which is what? Contact us page content not centering, center, right? That is the fix that is the issue I fixed. And commit git push. This new branch is not there. I created it locally on my computer, so I need to use set upstream. So when I keep put push, it will take this. Okay, what was the issue? Okay, all right, because I mistakenly deleted T, letter T. All right, now I go. If I go to sorry, not this one. If I go here and refresh this issue, you should be able to see. Since I put hashtag 3, you can see, right? Push the commit that reference this issue 11 seconds ago. Automatically in this issue's history, you can see I have a commit fixing issue 3 contact us page not centering, right? If I go to commit this commit, it will automatically take me to this commit. You can see what I have done, right? So that is the beauty of GitHub. So if you properly manage this, whatever you do, it will be always, like others can always clearly see what you have done, right? So now I'm going back to code and I should see the code changes. Right, this is fixed. This is the change that I should send to development, right? And I can type fixing 3. So if I type hashtag 3, it shows. So I create the pull request. Lakshita is the suggester. So Lakshita, can you approve this from your end? You know the steps. Go to file changes and click on viewed and hit approve and give me approve. Can you do it without sharing the screen? When you have done it, just let me know, Lakshita. Yeah, until Lakshita is doing that, I'll show you guys. When we have, I was telling, right, when we have huge commits. So if I go, right, you should be able to see. Now this is a new release that we are sending. You can see this release 13.5. This has a lot of changes, right? You can see this is how it looks when you work. So this branch was created from develop and we are sending it to master. So master only contains very clean commits. So if you go to our master on my organization, right? Main. Okay, I think it should be master. Now it's main. Those days it was master, right? I'll go to commits. Right, you see, always it's better commits. Race build number, hotfix, right? It's very meaningful. It doesn't have very race build number, hotfix only, and you can see the commits, right? Every milestone on a particular day, we usually send the fixes. The master looks very clean. It doesn't have smaller chunks developed from master, the versions, right? And the fixes that we send, direct fixes after clients facing. And in our case, we have disabled issues because we are using different mechanism. You will, like there are different ways of doing this entire workflow, right? Different organizations have different practices, but what I explained you all is creating an issue is, well, what is very suitable for group project or a collaborative project management. So you can see this release branch, which is supposed to go to a master. So it has certain like we have tickets on Jira, so we work on the tickets, not the issues. That's why we have removed issues from our central management account, right? So this we work on the ticket number. So if I click on this ticket, you can go to the Jira ticket. So inside Jira, it's another project management tool. So inside that, you have all the details, what we do, what we have done, and what is expecting, how many project sprints that we have taken likewise. So yeah, so this has all the work. You can see I have approved these changes to get into, and we have automated tests, right? So we are waiting for test to pass. Once the test pass, this button will be enabled, so we can merge it to master, and from master automatically there will be a build, and our customers will get app update. So so I believe Lakshita has approved my changes. Lakshita, are you there? Can you approve this? Yeah, can you go to the pull request and come to this pull request and go to file changes and review the file and click approve, select approve and hit on approve review.
Can you say it again?
Sorry?
Can you say it again? Pull request.
Yeah, go to pull request and go to the
Okay.
pull request and go to file change, files changed tab.
There's no file change. I have to click the fixing. Contact
Okay,
us.
can you no, can you share your screen?
Yes, the pull request.
Okay, can you open the pull request?
Yeah.
No. The pull request that I have raised, you see fixing number 3, that is the pull request. There are file changes there, files change. In the middle, you can see 4 tabs. And click on viewed, click on the viewed checkbox because you see the changes are correct. And review changes, click on review changes, click on approve, toggle, submit review. Yeah. Okay, so you can stop sharing. I'll take from here. Yeah, so now Lakshita has created, approved my PR. So I'm good to go ahead and you can see I'm good to go ahead and merge this because yeah, you can see I'm going to merge this pull request. So this is pull request is merged, right? If I go to sorry. I don't hear. Someone is speaking. I don't hear you clearly. What was it? Are you asking a question or what? Heshan, was it a question or was it just unmute?
No, the limit is not a question. It's just unmute.
Okay. Okay. So I merged. I come back to my issues, right? In the issues, you see merge the pull request. In the issue, if it is merged, that you see this purple color, that means this issue is fixed. So you can close the issue as well. So issue is closed. No more issues. I come to code. Okay. In develop branch, now I have what?
Could you try again?
Sorry. In the develop branch, now we have. Let me. Yeah, these are shorter keywords that I have set up for my I'm lazy to type the entire command, so I have scripts running behind the scenes. So now I'm in the develop. If I do a git pull, right, in my develop I have everything related to this project. So what I need to do is, now this is the stable version. Now I'm going to create a pull request from develop to main, right? Main, I can make it as version 1.0, right? And I can leave a message version 1.0 contains home page and contact us page, right? I'm creating the version 1. You can see version 1. What does it contains? It contains added the home page by Dilum Digital, removing unnecessary comments, feature, contact us page from Lakshita, likewise, right? So then Lakshita also can review this, but for now I'll just go ahead. So Lakshita can, same way we did, Lakshita also can review this. I also can review it, and I can merge this pull request. Once I merge this pull request, now if you go to code, right, the main branch has this with the version, with the stable version, right? So that's the entire workflow in GitHub, how we can manage collaboratively a project. So you see, again, whoever starting newly, let's say next day, Kamal, a person X, Nama Kamal ho, Nimal ho, whoever, right, comes to this project and he is trying to create a branch from, the next developer should create a branch from develop. Always we create branches from develop and work on it, merge back to develop. When the entire feature is good to go to main only, we create a pull request like we did. So whatever the close pull request you can see, and like it's a whole story when you work with a team in the industry. So it's good. You have multiple, like whenever I need to, I forgot something, like I go to close pull request. Let's say we recently had added stories, like when user open the app, when we release a new feature, it will show a kind of a guide to the user. Click on this button, that will happen likewise. So next day, if I want to do the same thing on something, you can see this is the PR related to that, add tutorial displaying where the new buttons are located. So I can come to that and go to file changes, and I can see the code, how to do it. Okay, this is how I should do it. Okay, copy that piece of line and go there and modify it and release the change. So that's how the entire development scenario works. So yeah, I hope this was useful to you all. And the next thing I want to share with you all, if you all want to practice, right, if all of us, the other people in the session, if you want to try something, right, what you can do, I'll quickly show one thing. Yeah, since we have Lakshita, right? Lakshita, can you quickly share your screen? So let's do one more round. I expect all the people who are in this session to come to this particular project. I dropped a comment in the chat, Lakshita. Can you open that link? Zoom chat. Yeah. All right. Cool. So you can fork this. You can first start this. Why we start it, right? You can start this first. Why you need to start? If you click on the drop down next to the start. Yeah. So you can start it as, like you can have your own list. Let's say you see a app, you see like from this repository, you learn the steps to GitHub, right? So you can add it to tutorials or something like that. Okay. Or else you can create a list of your assignments. Likewise, you can have a list there and click on the fork, click on the watch first. Yeah. You don't have to click anything here, Lakshit. So click on watch. And if you go to watch, you can see there are different types of notification generation, like YouTube subscribe, right? You hit the bell icon only, you get the notification. Likewise, if this is your assignment, if you don't want to miss any changes that is happening to the project, you can likewise participating and mentions. Likewise, you can keep an eye on what's happening. So when I'm working with at my organization, I keep the whole activity because I don't want to miss anything that is happening on with my teammates, right? So likewise, so then you can click the fork button. Fork means your own copy of this project, right? So since this is a public project, it's better to create a fork. Yeah, you can create a fork. And the same steps, click on the green color button. Let's create a session for your university as well. Yeah, copy that. Yes, go to Git Bash. type cd dot double dot and hit enter. Yeah, git clone, paste the URL. So git clone is to, again, I'm repeating the steps again, right? This is how you clone the project, right, from the GitHub, right? And then this is how you clone the project, and then you come to a point. Give me a minute, guys. Yeah, I'm in a session. Can I call you back later? Yeah, so sorry guys, I was getting a call. So yeah, we clone the project. Lakshita, let's go into that project. You can cd 0 zd space 0 to hero with yes, go into that. Yeah, now you are in the main. So what we are going to do is create a new branch, git checkout space -b. -b means branch space session slash University of Jaffna. Simple, all simple, Lakshita, always. University dash of, not underscore dash. When you're creating branches, it's dash of Jaffna. Okay, hit enter. All right, you're there. And now you can go to open this folder on your file explorer. Go there. Yeah, copy University of California folder and place it, paste it there, and change the name of it to University of Jaffna. All right, get into that folder, go to that folder. Yeah, open this file on Visual Studio Code. Beta, if you could. Okay, this is also fine. Yeah, delete up to from 22 to line number 11. Keep only one line. Keep one line. No, keep command is it. Keep one line and edit the first line with your details. Yeah, you can edit the university details as well on top. University of Jaffna. Yeah, let's commit this now. Save this file. Yeah, git the status. So I want all of you to do these steps and like get familiar with these steps using this project. Put your name so I can check who were the participants back then in University of Jaffna session, right? Yes, Lakshita, you can git add dot, because we know this is the folder and you don't have to add one by one, nothing else. Yeah, hit and git commit. So I showed you now both the ways how to contribute to a public project and how to contribute to. This is the way that you do when you are doing Google Summer of Code, because Google Summer of Code projects are public. So you take a copy of it by forking the project and starring, and then you follow the steps that we are following right now. You do the changes, and first you update your own local copy, your own copy on GitHub, and then from that to you raise a pull request to the global public repository. Yeah, git commit -m. Now it's on your laptop, right? Now from your laptop to your forked copy, space, open double quotes. Yeah, added the University of Jaffna. git push, and it will fail because this branch is not there. Copy the branch, git push upstream that line. Why it's failing is you can copy that line. Simply delete this and copy that the previous line. No. The one that you see on top, git push set upstream origin. Copy that line. Only that line, yeah, and paste it. Paste and hit it. Now, if you go back to browser, go back to browser, now you see in Lakshita's copy, Lakshita, click on the control and can you click on the Dilum 1995, the link that you see in the bottom? Yeah, click on the control and hit on it. Yeah. Now if you see here, it doesn't have the University of Jaffna. It is only in Lakshita's version of it. So you can compare and pull requests. Right, you can click on main, yes, because I'm managing main for this, and you can repositories here because now we are contributing to a public. Earlier, you remember, like when we were doing the private repository, you didn't see this base repository part. You only see branch selection from particular branch to a particular branch, right? But here you see the project as well because this is a public project. You are contributing to someone else's project, right? Not your private gang or the private team or the private group, not like that. So here you need to make sure the base repository is the owner. The owner is myself. And if you are contributing to organization during Google Summer of Code, that has to be that organization, right? And then the head repository, that means changes are in, the arrow shows everything, right? From Lakshita's, this project, this branch, it is coming to my project main branch. Yeah, you can create the pull request, Lakshita, and stop sharing. And then I'll share a screen and I'll show my. So if I go to 0 to hero, now I should have one pull request. I basically have 3 pull requests, 2 from Lakshita and 2 from, not sure who was that. Yeah, I'll first go to Lakshita's one and then RUSL participation list. Yeah, let me. RUSL was there. Here and I'll merge. Okay, now I have Lakshita's one in the University of Jaffna. So when someone else doing is come here, right, and take a branch out from this main, right? Take a new branch from main, adding let's say Kamal. Kamal is working on now. Kamal is also a participant of this. Let's say like that. So when Kamal is doing it, come here, right? Create a branch from here or from the command line, adding add Kamal to the participation list of University of UOJ, right? And come to this on your computer and go here and add the second line, copy this line and add a second line and change your name and send a pull request. So that's how we do. I think this guy has done the same thing that Lakshita did. I think you are also adding a, yes, because you are also adding the same thing. So I'll request you changes. Add to the existing UOJ project, UOJ file, sorry. So you can update this PR by doing your changes on your laptop and whoever did this. But a good effort. Thank you very much for this. Really appreciate. So yeah. So I need to create a pull request issue for myself because I saw RUSL. because I merged RUSL participant list to develop, and it is not in main. So I have to check it later. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we do it. So everyone can do this. And as the last part of my session, I'll take another 5 minutes if that is okay with the organizers. So I have something called, I told you, right? There are a lot of ambassadorships. Believe me, guys, I have been to 4 countries without spending a $1 from my pocket with the help of GitHub, right? And I have done a lot of events. I have organized a lot of events in my university with full food t-shirt printing, every cost, right? Was backed by GitHub. If you do it properly, if you are ambassador. So I created this CS student starter pack because everyone of us comes in this cluster, right? The CS, computer science. We all of us are computer science students. So I asked my few good friends internationally, locally, if you know any opportunities out there, please fill this repository. So this is a community work that we do. This is a repository that contains content that contains ambassadorship programs. Let me go to that field that you can see all the links to ambassadorship programs that is valid for a computer science student. I have been a part of all of these programs. So my university life is, I was blessed with all of these, good people. I met 100,000 of people, hundreds, thousands of people, and I have a lot of friends in a lot of countries. Wherever I go, I know someone to call and, to pick me up from the airport or to find a hotel to stay. So I have made a lot of friends sorry, throughout these programs. So and a lot of benefits also got. So please try out them and books, competitions. We are keep updating this. So what you guys can do, come and keep a star and help us to, if you start this project also, when we get a lot of stars, this project will be visible to more students relevant to this arena and the keywords that we have put, right? So I want a lot of students I want to get this visibility to this project because then student can get the benefit out of it. So, and also if you know any interesting ones, you can also contribute. We have several categories like job opportunities. We are still filling them, right? Scholarships, right? You can see a couple of scholarship has been added soon from University of Colombo, and likewise tech events happening around Sri Lanka, the major tech events, right? So we try to add more details. So even the environment configurations, like when you get a new MacBook, how do you set up your MacBook? The fancy terminal that I have, you can see, right? When I'm typing, it suggests me. If I type Git, it suggests me what to type next, right? All of these fancy stuff. You can see, I can see what is the processing power, what is the memory that I am having, and the network connection. And I can split it with a button click, multiple terminals. So all of these fancy things that I learned all over the, when I was exploring in the industry, I have added them to how to add them, how to manage. I'm trying whenever I have free time to manage this kind of repository, so I can share what I have experienced to more students. So I'm asking you to contribute to this if you know any opportunities. So students who's coming after you can also get to know about this stuff. Yeah, and last but not least, I'm really worried about what is our country's situation, right? Where the lot of IT giants, the clients that we had, a lot of big clients are moving out of the country. So what I'm asking you to, especially to countries like Vietnam, like the Sri Lankan opportunities are moving to Vietnam because Sri Lanka had a very good, if you take year or two back, right? Most of the major events, most of the major companies were sponsoring Sri Lankan community and Sri Lankan engineers to, do perform because we proved that we have some ICT talent in Sri Lanka. But now with the current situation that this so-called politicians have built around the country, I'm not going to name everyone. Commonly, everyone is responsible for this mess, right? So they are leaving us, basically the country, right? Whatever they say that they will bring dollars from, I don't mind from wherever. So there's this forgot the International Monetary Fund, IMF or whatever. So we also can contribute it, right? The best way that you can contribute it is competing with the international industry, not in the Sri Lankan. Don't plan to join a Sri Lankan company because it is not going to contribute, as per my understanding, it is not going to contribute to Sri Lanka, because you are not bringing dollars, right? You are working for another LKR earning company, because LKR we have so much, and these idiots are printing too many also. So try to brush up your skill to a level that you can compete once you graduate from your university, to compete with the international industry. That's what you should do, because otherwise you and me, the luxury we had, like traveling with friends. How was our university days? Right, we had no issues, right? We were going to, if you want to go to PETA, you go to PETA and buy something, right? If you want to go to somewhere and spend time with your girlfriend, you have that opportunity, because buses were available, petrol was not there. If you had a car, you could like stop at the station and like pool money with your friends, maybe your father's car, right? Go and watch a live cricket at a stadium, right? If a cricket match is going on. And most of you guys have been visited this new super mall, which is One Goal Face, whatever we have in Colombo, right? So we had that freedom, right? Now maybe you will feel, if you can see the bigger picture, right? If you want to go to One Goal Face, right, from Jaffna to come here, you have to like think about a lot of things, right? Whether buses will be available, whether I'll be get another bus to come back, those kind of things, right? If you have a car or if you have a particular vehicle, right? The limitations of traveling, right? This has happened to us, our generation. So we experience the freedom as well as we experience the limitation. Think about the future generation in another 10 years time, 20 years time. If we allow these people to do the same, right, without being responsible for our actions, this country will lead somewhere where everyone cannot migrate, right? Very small amount of Sri Lankan population have the opportunity to migrate, and like even migrate and working there is very hectic, like without, like I can explain that, like literally not being with your family and like not taste the food you like, right? Even though you get the chance to eat the rice there, it is not the rice that you eat at your home, right? With some dal curry and chicken curry, that taste you cannot match it anywhere in the world. So that is what we call it as culture, right? The way that how we speak to our friends, right? Masang bang, right? The native feeling and the native experience that cannot be matched to any other experience. So you are going to lose it if you are going to migrate, right? So migrating is not the option, but if you can support the country by migrating, do it. And in the tech industry, it is very competitive. So if you are planning to migrate, make sure that your skills are up to that level when you graduate. It is not. It is another way. It is a responsibility of yours as a citizen of Sri Lanka, because it has given a lot to you. And also it is again a responsibility as a human, because one day you will be raising your kids and you will be responsible for a family, right? That family to be happy in the coming years, right? You all may have girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever relationships, right? So you all have this all sort of fancy things you may not have, but in the future you may be a responsible father or responsible mother. So please make sure that the generation comes after us also having these capabilities to listen to sessions like this with proper power. Because if I didn't have power, I could not, like I couldn't have done this, right, in a proper manner. So with the like tiredness and all of that. So make sure they also get at least something, because it's not only politicians at the end. So we also should have the power. How we can do it is getting the becoming more intelligent than the politicians, and getting the monetary control into the society, because right now the monetary is fully controlled by the politicians. But if we become more rich, and if we become more like good profiles, we get the power of controlling the society. Yeah, so that's the one last message that I wanted to pass to you all, because I recently, from recent session onwards, I started saying about this, because I thought if I can enlighten one person to like compete and go to the international industry, because I know the salary difference. It's like you may work here for like what about 200,000, right? 200,000, 300,000 max. What is your plan once you graduate? Even if you perform well and if you are the gold medalist of the batch, the highest of I have got is 315 Sri Lanka. But if you go and work to a foreign country, the salary scale is, like you can't even imagine. It's more than 15 lakhs once if you are under the fresh graduate. right? And even more than that, I know people who's a fresh graduate and having a salary scale more than 30 lakhs. It's like that. So target to that level, because in a way you can contribute to the country and the society, and also to your unborn generations as well. Yeah, with that, thank you very much for having me. It was Heshan who reached to me. I think I have done sessions at University of Jaffna back then physically as well. I came to University of Jaffna and did some IEEE sessions back then. I don't remember the exact year. I roam around University of Jaffna and Jaffna area because I had a good friend, Dimutu. One of your, I guess, he's still at University of Jaffna as a lecturer or someone. So yeah, we had that privilege, but nowadays we don't have it. But anyway, thanks again for having me. It was a great pleasure to share whatever I know, because I also learned a lot of things from the community. I am a guy who started from zero at in IT, because I didn't have any prior knowledge. I didn't know how this code works. I even didn't know how to install these programs and all of that. So I remember I was going to various meetups that happening in Colombo and jotting down a lot of keywords on Java. What is Java? So I come home and I do my own research. That's how I also learned, because community was there for me to help, and that's why I'm in the position that I'm holding today. So I'm really happy to return my favor to the community as well. Yeah, if you all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me from I shared my details. It's even on the slide deck. And even we have a page, Facebook page, GitHub Coming to Sri Lanka. You can reach there. All the GitHub campus experts are always monitoring that page. If you have any issues related to Git and GitHub, and if you want to organize any sessions to your universities, your friends' universities, anything like that, reach us. Yeah, that's it I have to share, and apply to ambassadorships and represent Sri Lanka. Hey, Sharon, over to you. Thank you very much for being very silent audience. I only got one comment, and it was, I think, Randul or someone. I hope I covered Randul's feature branching scenario. And thank you very much, Lakshita, for voluntarily presenting yourself. And also, yeah, thanks the guy who raised the PR. I forgot his good name. Yeah, thank you very much. It was a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon, for sharing your knowledge with us in a practical way. And participants got their lively experience about GitHub also. This will help their group projects too. And we appreciate you making time in your busy schedule to speak to us. And thanks again for your time. And thank you, Lakshita, also for your support and time to us. So on this behalf, on this beautiful evening, I'm here on behalf of the IEEE Computer Society, University of Jaffna. It is a great honor to privilege to give vote of thanks on this session. First, I would like to express my gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Dilum De Silva. I warmly invite you to accept our gratitude through a virtual token of appreciation. Thank you very much for your valuable time and effort to deliver such a great session. This will encourage our students to get more knowledge about Git, and I'm also thankful to Dr. S. Margeshan, our advisor, who is kind and supportive, well-wisher of all our chapter activities. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to our department head, Mr. S. Sudhakar, for his support in all department activities. I owe special gratitude all the committee members who work hard to ensure that this session became a memorable success to us. At last but not least, I thank all the participants for your cooperation in making this remarkable success. And I also mention Lakshita Viraj, so he give more time to us and in this situation. And I sincerely thank you all for your kind presence in this session. We need your support in our future activities also. See you soon in another informative session. Thank you all.